What's up? What's up? Welcome to episode 4, Dynasty Life Miami. What's up, JP? How you doing, brother?
Well, we're doing a little something different today, boy. Let me
We
tell you.
we sure are. We sure are, man. We decided. I mean, we still a Dynasty show, but we decided to take a little break. We got a special treat for the people. We're gonna take a break from talking divisions, and me and JP are gonna do a live best ball draft on Underdog today. Uh,
Yes.
For sure, bro. And before we get into specifics, you know the drill. You go hit me up on Twitter at Uncommon Sense. That's UNCOMMANSENSE. Go follow, subscribe to that Apple podcast at Dynasty Life Miami, all one word. Same thing with the YouTube channel. Let me tell y'all, JP's been working hard, cutting up some of our hardest hitting breakdowns from the shows, the past couple shows, and he's putting them out there on YouTube. So give it a listen, hit the like, follow, subscribe button, give us comments, give us feedback. We love to hear it, man.
Yeah, man. You can catch us also on Twitter at Dynasty MIA, as well as IG. You can catch us as Dynasty MIA on IG as well. My personal Twitter, which is Salazar305. We're also on FB, SoundCloud, YouTube as Dynasty Life Miami, and of course, we're available on every podcast streaming platform. Just put Dynasty Life Miami all together, and please subscribe and give us a rating. We greatly appreciate it.
Definitely, man. We love to interact in those comments, bro, and I'm looking for more of that. And I'm hoping that this episode is gonna start some of that interaction even more, bro. Like, before we get into this draft, and we're gonna go provide a quick overview of exactly what we're doing. You know, a lot of people know about fantasy football. Dynasty's getting hotter, but I think these type of best ball things, they're usually only still for the hardcore people out there. So, basically what Underdog is. It's this super friendly user app that you can use to draft best ball teams. And for those of you who don't know, best ball in the sense of what we're talking about now is basically it's a redraft league, right? Where you draft your team and that's it. No trades, nothing like that. You don't even have to set up a lineup because your best lineup is going to be used every week automatically. And basically, the person with the most points at the end of their year wins. Now, there are a few sites that offer this service, and we may be going to do another draft on one of those or a few of the other ones at a different time. But today we're talking Underdog. And what's cool about Underdog is that they have drafts for everyone. I mean, you only have $3, they have a draft for you. $5, draft. They even got $100 draft. And in fact, they've got and I know you've been putting them in a little bit. They have they have a $25 best ball tournament where you can basically have a chance to win up to $1 million. They have slow drafts for those of you who don't have time to do a live draft. They have all of that. For our purposes, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to do a 12-team $5 draft. It's 18 rounds, 30 seconds per pick, and basically the starting roster is going to be one QB, two running backs, three wide receivers, one tight end, and one flex, and you're going to have 10 bench spots. Scoring is half-point PPR, and 4 points for passing touchdowns. Everything else is pretty standard. So me and JP, we're going to be going against each other and 10 other people. We'll be recording every minute of it, and then we'll post our teams on Twitter, on YouTube, all that, and then you can rate our teams after that. JP, I know you recently started doing these. Any thoughts on your strategies or what you like to accomplish going into a draft? So tell us about that a little.
Well, I got into them a few years ago, just the redraft ones, and then I got into it with you, dynasty wise, last year. So yeah, you're right about that, man. I mean, for me, a lot has to do with draft positioning. Depending what position I'm drafting from, I set forth different strategies, and it's important not to panic at all. Knowing the value of players in the later rounds is super, super important in best ball. I'm gonna give you an example. Wide receiver is probably the deepest position in dynasty and fantasy football. So you might want to go with other positions early in the draft because in the 13th and 14th rounds, there's still value at the wide receiver position that you're not going to get at the other positions. You'll find the value at wide receiver and the other positions, there's not even close, the value. So that's definitely something you take under consideration. At the end, though, you have to have fun with it. Sometimes the value that falls to you, you're going to have to go with because the name of the game is death in best ball. You know what I mean? And considering all the injuries last year because of COVID and just injuries, period, in football.
Well, yeah, and I want to pick on something you said really quick. Don't panic, man. That's key, and I think a big part of not panicking is using that Q spot, right? having players in there. So, you have a couple of guys you're looking at. So if you get sniped on someone, you're not freaking out and you're watching those 30 seconds tick away. And next thing you know, you're drafting Ben Roethlisberger or some crazy shit like that, right? You gotta be on point. Don't panic. Use your cue, things of that nature. For me, as I've gotten used to doing these things, I found my favorite teams look like two QBs, two tight ends, and I hit five running backs and nine wide receivers. Now, have I drafted a nasty team with four running backs and three tight ends? Definitely. And have I gone three QB and four running back and switched it up? Of course. It's you always want to go where the value takes you, right? But you also don't want to be burning draft capital on positions that you don't need. I say, what I've learned is remember the goal is not to build a solid team that can be a top three, right? You want a team that is going to win it all. And what that means is upside, upside, and more upsides. And sometimes when you draft lots of upside, you can end up with a team that's last place. But like my boy Ricky Bobby said, if you ain't first, you last, bro. Um, all day, man. And also what I've noticed and what I'm trying to learn do this year, what I've learned something new for me this year is stacking, man. And for those of you that don't know what stacking is, it's where you take multiple players from the same team. Now you may think that's counterproductive, right? If a team sucks or if a player goes down, that team is lost for you, right? That you just throw it in the trash, which is very true. But that's why you do a lot of these, man. That's why I'm here. I do $5 drafts, $10 drafts. I'm in that $25 draft. You got to do a lot of them. You got to mix and match because if you can get that right mix of players on an offense that you believe in, when that offense blows up, your team is gonna blow up. So keep an eye out this draft. See what kind of stacks I can put together. Saying all that, I'm probably not gonna be able to put together a stack at all, and that's just the way. When you get put on the spot. But JP, man, if you don't have anything more to add, let's check and see what our draft positions are going to be, and let's get drafting.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to Underdogs, and just reiterate on the best ball mania, man. If you're a hardcore best ball, man, this is for you. I love it. I've done two of them already. Planning on doing quite a few more. I like doing this because you really don't have to pay attention to your squad. You just let the points accumulate, and at the end of the year, the guy with the most points wins. So let's do it, baby. Let's get it on Underdog.
All right, man.